Good morning, I am Brian with Transwest Truck Trailer RV out of Frederick, Colorado. Today for our live video, we're going to be walking through a 2021 Winnebago Navion 24D. This is kind of an exciting video because this is the first Winnebago Navion 24D that we've had available since like March. So it's good that we finally have one here in stock available. For those who are unfamiliar with the Navion, in my opinion, it's a more luxury model of Class C. So we'll start by walking around the outside, and we'll head inside and look at some of the luxuries in there. So first thing we're going to notice real quick, full body paint, no stickers, no decals. You see it more on the luxurious coaches. So on your big diesel pushes and stuff like that, you see full body paint. On Class C's, a lot of the time you're going to see stickers and graphics. So other thing we got, Carefree power extend, power retract awning. We're going to put this away just so you can see how they integrated it into the body design to give it more of a luxury look. But while that's retracting, we'll go ahead and just look at a couple things on this side. Big storage right behind the entry door. And that is just barely a pass-through up top there, if you can see it. You can kind of see daylight on that side. But if you have your fishing poles, things like that, you do have space where you can just run them through there without having to break them down. Okay, that awning retracted. So you see it's integrated into that front cap. It gives you a nice clean look. Again, another luxury option that you see on higher end motorhomes. Coming back just a little bit, a Onan Quiet Diesel 3200 watt generator. So the standard on a Navion is the 3200 watt LP generator. We upgraded this one to a diesel. Gives you a little bit less fuel consumption, but the bigger thing is it pulls directly off of your diesel tank for the motor, so you don't have to have a secondary fuel source. If you run out of propane, don't worry, you can still run your generator as long as you have fuel. Just down below that, we do have a quick connect for an LP grill. If you have an external grill that you want to bring along, you can just plug it in right there instead of having to bring an additional propane tank. One thing I want to point out here, going back to a couple of these luxuries on this Winnebago Navion, the Truma AquaGo system, that's going to give you continuous hot water. So you don't have to sit and wait for the tank to refill after a shower. 2 people can take a shower right away. 30 gallons of fresh water. So, I mean, you have a good capacity for showers there. Down below, just one more storage here in the back. This is a nice little small one. And then up above that, another bigger one. So great exterior storage on this Navion. Coming around the back, fiberglass rear cap. Couple things to notice on the back. You do have an exterior ladder. There are solar panels up on top of this motorhome. The standard is 200 watts of solar, but with a ZAMP system, there's another port where if you wanted to add another 100, 200, 300 watts, you could literally just plug it in without having to wire. So it's a really simple system. It's kind of nice. Down below that, 5,000 pound towing capacity on a 2-inch receiver and a 7-pin connector for your trailer brakes, trailer lights, tow vehicle. And then one more thing to point out up top, you do have a backup camera in the cab that is a full color backup camera. Which will bring us over to the driver's side of the motorhome. So in this very back compartment, just a water bay as well as a power cord bay. So you have a 30 amp power cord here, tucks away in there. And there's also an automatic transfer switch, so you do not have to plug this cord into the coach to run that generator. Up front here, outdoor shower with hot and cold water. In here is also your drains for your fresh tank for winterizing purposes, as well as your gray and black tank valves, and then your freshwater inlet back here as well. So that's going to be your pressurized freshwater inlet. You can fill the tank or use it as city water. and I'll show you where the gravity fill is here in just a minute. One more thing while we're talking about water, up above that bay, you have a black water rinse, so a sanitization valve for your black water tank. So up here in the slide, behind this little door, is going to be a gravity fill for your fresh water tank. So if you're out boondocking and you happen to have a couple extra gallons of water, you don't have to have a hose. You can literally just open this up, or put a funnel down in there and dump the water into the fresh water tank directly. Very easy system. And then coming forward, more storage here on this driver's side, and then your 50-pound LP tank, as well as your hydraulic motor. This motorhome does have the option of hydraulic leveling, so automatic leveling system. Push a button, it'll level you out. It also acts as stabilizers to keep the sway out of the suspension, essentially. So this whole motorhome is built on, actually, before we get to that, so this whole motorhome was built on a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter VS30 chassis. It's powered by a 3.0 turbo diesel. It's a V6, and also has a 7-speed automatic transmission. So before we get to that, we're going to look at the cab. When we get inside, there's just a couple things that's easier to see from this side. So one nice luxury thing from Mercedes, you do have power seat, front, back, tilt, up, down. And it also has memory, so you can set 3 different drivers. So if you and your spouse like to trade off driving, you can set you for number 1, your spouse for number 2. That way you don't have to manually adjust the seat every time. You also have heated seats, power locks, power adjusting mirrors, and power windows. Go ahead and get a shot of this engine, chassis, all this stuff. Just a very beautiful motorhome. And then while we're up front here, the stock number of this unit is 5N201041. Again, it's a 2021 Winnebago Navion 24D. So now it's time we can go ahead and head inside and take a look. Just a few things I like as you enter this motorhome. So first thing, you see this door. It's a little bit thicker insulation than you see in an average RV door. What that does is gives you better insulation. It's going to keep the noise down. Since this is your patio side, your campsite's going to be right here, right? So if there's people outside and you're trying to sleep, it'll keep the noise down. Also keeps it cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter. Little screen door here for those nice summer nights. Keep the bugs out and let the air in. And then there's a grab handle over on this left side as we walk in. As we come in here, I'm gonna have Jody look at just a couple things over on this side. So you have a battery disconnect switch, and then your awning in and out, as well as the LED light strip in your awning. I'm sorry, I did forget to show you that, but we can look at it later. And then up top is going to be the control panel for your equalizer system. So that's that auto leveling system I was talking about outside. It's so easy. Hit the power button, hit auto level, and you're done. Just let it do its thing. So as we come in here, for those of you who are familiar with the Winnebago Navion 24D, this is personally my favorite floor plan, because right now we have just a ton of space in here for a Class C. So you have a nice wide open area. So we'll start kind of over here. They pulled this out of the Winnebago Navion 24J, this big U-shaped dinette. The great thing about this is there's plenty of room to sit, eat, and then also it acts as a great lounger. But if you are the type of person to travel with more guests, this is going to drop down and make a huge bed, so that you're not restricted to a 3-year-old sleeping here. You could actually have a decent sized adult lay on this bed. So, or teenagers. But that's just a nice feature. Back here we do have a tether point. If you do have a child seat or car seat, there's a tether point there so that you can safely strap in a child seat. Up above the dinette, 3 nice big cabinets with locks on them. So little locking mechanism, push a button, it pulls out, and then you have a handle. But it gives you that nice flush modern look that we're going for with the Navion. So that's going to cover your guest sleeping area for, well, one of your guest sleeping areas. The main sleeping area in the 24D is a Murphy bed. So very, very simple. Open up those 2 legs. They move the switch into the bathroom. Push a button. And boom. You have a queen size bed. So this is a gel top mattress, so it is a nice soft mattress. If you prefer it softer or firmer, you can always put a mattress pad on top of it. It is just a standard size. And then up above, swing over here really quick. Up above you do have 2 more cabinets that stow away behind the bed. Personally, I'd probably use them for extra linens and such that you're going to be using when the bed is down. So you can leave this bed made. So the only part that's going to move is going to be just the square you see here, okay? So you can leave this bed made, and then you just get a sheet for this, and then it'll just fold up and come down whenever you push the button. Very simple. And there's still, as you can see, there's still plenty of room to walk between the bed and the refrigerator when it's down, so the person sleeping on this side doesn't have to climb over you to get into the bathroom. I'm going to put this up again, push the button. And away she goes. 2 quick buttons here, and your bed is completely stowed away. One more thing, underneath you do have some extra storage as well. Again, I would use it for linens, extra towels, things like that. And then on either side of the bed, you do have 2 110 outlets as well as 2 USB ports. So here's your 2 110 outlets, 2 USB ports. Those are going to be 12-volt USB ports. So I'm going to put these backrests back on the couch. So very versatile seating in here. I mean, you could fit 3 people on the couch, 4 people in the dinette, and then I'll show you another seating area when we get back up to the front. Go through some stuff in the kitchen here. We'll start up top with overhead storage. Something you can never have enough of is kitchen storage, and they give you plenty of it for a 25-foot motorhome. On this side of the panel, we got 3 different panels here. So this bottom one's going to be the power switch for your Xantrax inverter. So when you're out boondocking and you need 110 power, turn that on, and it's going to turn some of your, or move from some of your outlets from 12 volt to 110. Up top, the control panel for your Cummins Onan Quiet Diesel 3200 watt generator. So turn that little display on, hold the start button, it'll fire up and automatically give you power, 110 power. And then lastly, these are going to be 12 volt holding tank heaters. Turn that on when it's cold in winter. It'll keep your gray and black tanks from freezing. One more little bonus storage here. Back behind the TV. So just nice little storage. They do give you a paper towel rack, which is really nice. Just it's concealed, you don't see it, and then you don't have to have paper towels sitting on your counter. Also, there's some ports in there for HDMI cords that will hook up to this 32-inch TV so that you can hook up a DVD player, a satellite receiver, whatever you need, you can hook it up, and it all conceals back behind the TV, nice and consolidated. Solid surface countertop over here, and then they give you 2 different options. So you have a gas cooktop using the LP system, and then you also have an induction cooktop. So if you for some reason ever ran out of propane and just couldn't go get any right away, you can still cook using this induction cooktop. Very simple. You just have to have a magnetic pan instead of just a standard pan. But right now we're running it strictly off the inverter. I don't have any other power source connected to this motorhome. So it's a versatile option and it's very nice to have. Down below that, bank of 3 drawers, all quiet close. Nice big drawers. You could easily fit some pans in there. To the left of that, convection microwave. So microwave convection combo that does act as your oven as well. And then one more drawer down below the microwave. And then last but not least, a huge cabinet underneath the sink. One thing I do really like about the Navion, they put your whole house water filter right here underneath this sink, so you're not reaching underneath the couch or something to get to it. It's just very accessible. And then on top, a 2-bowl residential style sink. You also have the sprayer in here for while you're doing dishes, things like that. Winnebago's done some amazing improvements to the Navions over the years. Coming back towards the back again, an electric refrigerator freezer. So no propane, it's gonna run strictly off of your batteries and solar. And I have it running right now. I just turned it on, so it's not real cold yet, but it will run without any additional power source. Up top, slide out room control. So Winnebago just has a couple safety lockouts. The ignition has to be on, the parking brake has to be set, and then you can run your slide in and out with the push of a button. Water pump, or the Winnebago One Place, gives you a water pump switch to turn your water pump on and off. It'll also show you your tank levels, fresh, gray, black, and your battery levels as well. So one thing that I do want to tell you while we're thinking of tank levels, you have a 30-gallon freshwater tank and then a 41-gallon gray tank and a 41-gallon black tank. So plenty of water. And last up there is this is that controller for your Zamp solar. So there's nothing really you need to do with this. You don't want to go changing settings on it, but it will tell you your battery levels and all of that as well. To the right of all that, here's a pantry. Huge storage, just a great pantry for a Class C. Usually they're much smaller. All pull-out drawers. They do lock back there very nicely, so they're not going to rattle and move around while you're driving. And then hopefully you can see it up there. Just a nice deep shelf as well. Down below that one more little storage compartment here, and then your circuit breakers for the house. So that's going to have your air conditioning, inverter, all that stuff in that one. And then over here are just some fuses. One thing you want to know is your winterization valves are tucked away behind this panel. So if you're the kind of person that wants to winterize a motorhome by yourself, you actually get to do it from inside, not outside in the blowing snow. Which brings us back into the bathroom. We'll just look at this really quick, but here's your thermostat. So this is actually going to control both your heat and air conditioning. You got a 15,000 BTU air conditioning and a 20,000 BTU furnace. So all controlled right there, very simple system. I'm going to tuck away in the shower here so Jody can get in here. Good storage in the bathroom, a nice big medicine cabinet there for your toothbrush, toothpaste, and all your pills. Down below that, just a single bowl sink. Over on this left side is going to be the controls for that Truma AquaGo. So that's how you turn on your continuous hot water heater. You also have a remote water pump switch, so you don't have to go out into the coach to turn the water pump on. You can just do it from here. Down below that, a nice big storage cabinet. And then just to the side of that, you do have two 110 GFCI outlets for your hair dryer, curling iron, shaver, all that stuff. And then a nice pocket door. And then one of my favorite things about the 24D is you do have an additional hanging storage back here. We'll let Jody come in and open that up. So a hanging storage there. Over on that left side, you do see a table, and there's also a screen package and a bolster in there, and we'll kind of go over all that in just a few. Now in the shower, so I'm 6 feet tall, 250 pounds. If we pull this out, this hanging storage rod, there's plenty of room in here. It's a 24 by 32 shower. One thing I love about these screen doors is this actually is going to squeegee water off of it as you close it, so you're not going to have water all over. But 24-inch by 32-inch shower gives you plenty of room to get in here, get cleaned up, and ready for your night. And then just a gravity flush toilet, so it's got a little foot pedal down there, so squeeze out of there really quick. Me and Jody just found out that the bathroom does not accommodate two 200-pound men, so I wouldn't give that a try, but you know. Coming back up towards the front, nice big bed up top here for your guests, your kids, your grandkids. If you don't take anyone camping with you, then you have a great storage unit up top. The other thing is, for headroom while you're in the cab, that does fold up, tuck away. Doesn't take any effort to do it, as you just saw. And then on either side of the overhead bunk, you do have two nice tinted windows. They also have screens that are going to pop up there. So very... I'm ready for a question.
Yeah, Brian's ready. Is it required to remove the back cushions to get down the Murphy bed?
You know, it used to not be. I never tried it on the new style. Let's try it.
So repeat the question a little bit.
So the question is it required to remove the back cushions of the sofa to put the Murphy bed down? So in the old models it wasn't, but they did change it, so we're just going to try it and see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to say yes, you're going to want to remove them. You can see that there's about an inch gap there. So I would remove them just to make sure that your bed is firmly planted on the ground. And also keep from damaging your fabric, which is a possibility. I don't think it would happen, but you know, it could happen. So they do, the cushion design does kind of warrant that it's going to tuck back there, so when that bed folds it may pinch, but I would absolutely recommend moving them with that system. Okay, so back up to the cab area. You do have dual swivel seats. So personally, whenever I go to swivel seats, I think it's the easiest to do it from the outside, or at least not sitting in the seat. But there's just a handle on the front here. This is going to swivel all the way around, and then you can move it forward and back as needed. So, and then up top here, you also have a bolster. If I sit in it right now, as you can see, my knees are sitting up really high there. So you have a little bolster here, sits there, and then you're sitting in just more comfortable configuration, really. And this passenger seat is also a power heated seat. It's got the memory as well, so your passenger can set their settings to where they're comfortable, and you don't have to manually adjust it every time. Coming up into the cab, so Mercedes has done a great job improving on this chassis. It used to be kind of a plain Jane utilitarian chassis, but nowadays you actually get some luxuries in here. So I just turned it on accessory mode, so we'll give it just a second to fire up. So you have the in-buck system, which is going to be your radio, and actually really your whole chassis control. There are so many different things you can do here. So we're just going to look at settings really quick, and we'll go to assistance. So this motorhome is equipped with traffic sign assistance. So if you pass the traffic sign, it's actually going to display it on the dash for you. Active lane keeping assistance, active braking assistance, attention assistance, which is a funny one because it'll yell at you if it senses that you're getting too relaxed. It also has adaptive cruise control and a couple other features that are just really, really nice to have. You have built-in navigation on this in-buck system. So it pulls up this nice big map. I can set it to go to my house and it'll just take about 30 seconds. You'll have a full color map there. You can squeeze in and out to zoom in and out. And the other thing that is just really great about this system is I'm not pushing the screen really hard. It's not a cheap touch screen that you have to really pound on. It's more like a phone screen where you can just lightly run your finger across it and it moves. And the best part about this system, in my opinion, is you can actually control that whole radio from the steering wheel. So we'll just go to the info. It's not going to work because I don't have the engine on, but we can fire it up. So this is an info screen, so it tells you your horsepower, your battery voltage, how much torque your engine is producing, your temperature levels. It tells you everything right here. Very nice and kind of just fun to play with. But you do have a nice little touchpad on this, on the steering wheel. You can also, if you're hooked up to your phone, you can answer calls, end calls, volume up and down. Very easy. And then over on the left side of the steering wheel, you actually control your dash the same way, and you can display your radio on this dash as well. So all the information you see on the radio, your navigation, for example. Let's just go to Navi here. No, it's not going to let me do it right now because I don't have a destination put in there. But if I had a destination in there, it would actually be displaying this map on my dash so that I don't have to take my eyes over to the right. I can just look down quickly and know exactly where I'm going. You also have electronic, oil level, fuel level, everything. It just all is displayed, very easy to get to and very easy to read. And then the adaptive cruise control over here on the left side. So what that's going to do is slow you down and speed you up with what traffic's doing. So you don't have to keep kicking cruise control on and off if traffic in front of you is going slower. Very easy cab to get out of. There is a step here, I'd say about 7 inches, but nothing too crazy. So I'm thinking that's pretty much it that I need to show you on this 2021 Winnebago Navion 24D. If there is any questions about this unit or any other unit in my inventory, feel free to give me a call at 303-684-3433. Again, I'm Brian Moritz with Transwest Truck Trailer RV out of Frederick, Colorado. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be doing videos tomorrow and Thursday as well. So if you want to watch, I'll be here. Thank you guys so much.